During the post-press conference face-off between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, the tension inside the arena rose dramatically as the two fighters stepped forward for their official stare-down. The moment they stood inches apart, the energy shifted immediately. Neither man blinked, neither shifted their stance, and both made it clear through body language that they were prepared to send a message without throwing a punch. The crowd erupted with noise, cheering and shouting as if the fight had already begun on the stage rather than inside the octagon. Dana White positioned himself between them as usual, but this time it was clear that the stare-down was escalating far beyond typical promotional intensity. As Makhachev leaned forward slightly and JDM stepped in with the same energy, Dana could sense that neither fighter was going to back down. Their jaws were locked, their fists were clenched at their sides, and neither of them even considered breaking eye contact. The crowd's reaction only fueled their emotions, and the atmosphere became electric. Dana White attempted to separate them by placing a hand on each fighter's chest, but neither moved even an inch. For a moment, it appeared as though both were about to lunge forward, and the people behind the stage tensed up in anticipation. Dana immediately stepped in more aggressively, pushing the two fighters apart before anything could escalate into physical contact. Security moved closer as a precaution, but Dana signaled that he had it under control. The fighters were separated just long enough to cool the moment, but as soon as Dana attempted to allow another stare down for photos, they marched toward each other once again with the same intensity. Dana quickly rushed back between them for a second time, waving his arms and loudly telling them to back up. His expression was a mixture of frustration and concern, and it was evident that this stare-down had crossed into a territory where an altercation was one move away. Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena finally stepped back, though neither of them looked away, maintaining eye contact from a distance until they were escorted off stage. The interaction didn't involve punches or verbal shouting, but it was just as powerful. The stare-down sent a message to the audience, the media, and the world. This fight is personal, competitive, and fueled by immense pride. Every fan left the press conference knowing one thing for sure. When these two step into the cage, neither man intends to take a step backward. Reports emerged late last night that UFC lightweight and welterweight champion Islam Makhachev was involved in a serious accident during the night ride. According to early information, the incident occurred unexpectedly while Makhachev was out on the road, and medical personnel arrived shortly after to transport him to the hospital. Details surrounding the accident have not yet been fully disclosed, but sources close to the situation confirmed that he is currently in the hospital in serious condition. Doctors are monitoring him closely, and additional updates are expected once his medical team has more clarity. In response to the developing situation, UFC President Dana White made an official announcement confirming that the highly anticipated fight between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena has been postponed. White stated that the safety and recovery of athletes always come first and emphasized that no fight or event is more important than a fighter's health. He shared that the UFC will not release a new date until there is a complete medical update and a full understanding of Makhachev's recovery timeline. The MMA community reacted immediately, expressing shock, concern, and support across social media. Jack Della Maddalena reportedly received the news shortly before the public announcement. After hearing about the accident, he expressed deep sadness and concern rather than focusing on the cancellation of the fight. He said that competition can always happen later, but a human life and a fighter's well-being matters above everything else. According to those present with him, he was visibly shaken upon learning of Makhachev's condition and made it clear that his hopes and prayers are with Islam and his family during this difficult time. The MMA world has momentarily shifted from anticipation to reflection. Fans, fighters, analysts, and coaches have been sending messages of support and respect. Numerous athletes who once shared rivalries with Makhachev publicly put aside competitive differences to voice their encouragement for his recovery. The overwhelming message across the community is that although rivalries fuel the sport, unity and compassion come first in moments like these. While there remains uncertainty about what lies ahead, the focus is entirely on Makhachev's healing. Dana White reiterated that the UFC will stand by him and his team throughout the recovery process. The hope shared across the sport is that he will make a full recovery and return to good health, regardless of whether competition remains part of his journey in the future. Henry Cejudo recently addressed Kamaru Usman with a message that drew major attention across the MMA community. Cejudo told Usman not to get overly excited about the possibility of a future title shot if Jack Della Maddalena ends up defeating Islam Makhachev. According to Cejudo, the welterweight title picture becomes significantly more complicated if JDM pulls off the upset. He explained that Islam has already expressed interest in facing Kamaru next, which means a Makhachev victory essentially secures Usman's path back to contention. However, Jack Della Maddalena has not committed to any future call-out, and Cejudo believes that if JDM wins, Usman could be left without the immediate opportunity he's hoping for. Cejudo and Usman went deep into the fight breakdown while analyzing the matchup between JDM and Islam. Both acknowledged that JDM is being underestimated by many fans and analysts. They discussed how his composure, striking precision, and pace make him more dangerous than people assume. They agreed that he has the tools to push Islam into uncomfortable territory and test him in areas where others have struggled. At the same time, Cejudo pointed out that if the fight goes to the ground, Islam's grappling edge becomes a massive factor. He said that once Makhachev controls the front headlock position, it becomes a long night for almost anyone in the division. The preview gained even more attention once Max Holloway added his perspective. Holloway predicted a stunning third-round knockout victory for JDM over Makhachev. He explained that although many people say Islam never gets tired, the fight footage shows moments where his pace slows. Holloway believes Jack can break him down methodically, stay patient, and eventually find the perfect strike to test Islam's chin. His prediction fueled even more speculation, hinting that both the lightweight and welterweight divisions could be on the verge of a major shake-up if JDM wins. As the discussion continued, Cejudo asked which fighter has more to gain on Saturday. He concluded that the answer is JDM because the majority of people expect Islam to win. A Maddalena victory would spoil the night for everyone backing Islam, and Cejudo even joked that it might spoil the night for Kamaru as well because he doubts JDM would be interested in fighting Usman right away. The conversation left fans buzzing about the stakes of the matchup and the fact that the result could reshape the future of two weight classes. Bryce Mitchell recently shared an update regarding an injury he sustained and the implications it may have on his upcoming fights. Last week, it was reported that Mitchell had broken his nose but opted not to pay for professional medical treatment, instead asking a friend to handle the repair. In a recent interview with Helen Yee, Mitchell explained that the decision was a mistake and acknowledged that he will need at least a month to fully recover from the injury. He revealed that Hunter Campbell, a UFC official, contacted him the day after the incident and emphasized that Mitchell should have informed the organization, as the UFC would have managed the medical expenses and ensured proper care. Mitchell admitted that this was an oversight on his part and expressed a sense of responsibility for the misstep. During the interview, Mitchell also discussed his preferred opponents moving forward, particularly highlighting the matchup he considers the most significant in his career. According to Mitchell, his ideal fight would be against Sean O'Malley, also known as Old Molly. He described the potential matchup as city boy versus country boy, characterizing it as the biggest fight he could have in his career. Mitchell emphasized that although he understands the UFC is likely to pair him with lower-ranked opponents initially, he still believes a matchup against O'Malley is realistic in the future, given that he is only 31 years old and still has several competitive years ahead. He expressed confidence that within the next 2 to 3 years, he will be competing at a high level with the top fighters in his division, including the biggest names and most skilled athletes, with the goal of remaining competitive well into his mid-30s. Mitchell's remarks underscore both his ambition and strategic thinking regarding his career trajectory. He emphasized that O'Malley represents a serious challenge and a marquee opponent for the UFC White House event, highlighting the entertainment and competitive value such a matchup would bring to fans. He encouraged observers to consider O'Malley as a credible threat within the division, citing his skills and reputation. Mitchell concluded by reflecting on his preparation and future prospects, noting that with proper recovery and training, he envisions himself competing successfully against elite opponents for years to come. Fans are now left to speculate and debate the potential outcome of a Mitchell vs. O'Malley fight, anticipating an exciting clash between two of the division's most skilled and charismatic fighters. Islam Makhachev spoke with confidence about his upcoming fight against Jack Della Maddalena, stating that he fully intends to prove who the superior striker is when they meet on Saturday. Makhachev acknowledged that many observers expect the fight to be defined by wrestling and grappling, but he insisted that his striking has been overlooked for far too long. He said that not only does he believe he can stand with JDM, but that he plans to show the world that he is the better striker out of the two. With calm confidence, Makhachev mentioned that people are going to be surprised when they see what he has been working on. When asked for opinions about his own striking abilities, Makhachev responded with respect toward all fighters. He explained that every fighter in the division has strong striking in their own way. He praised Della Maddalena, calling him one of the best strikers, but added that he too considers himself a highly skilled striker. He did not speak with arrogance, instead offering a competitive mindset. He emphasized that fight night will answer the question, and the cage will determine who truly stands above the other. Makhachev said that he is not focused on talking or convincing people outside of the octagon, because actions will speak louder than words. Reflecting on the press conference, Makhachev described it as a positive experience and appeared pleased with his reception. He stated that the energy was good and that he enjoyed the interactions, but it was evident that his popularity continues to grow. The atmosphere showed how much his stardom and influence have expanded, as a large number of supporters came specifically to see him. Their cheers, signs, and enthusiasm highlighted how big of a star he has become in the sport. Despite the excitement around him, Makhachev is keeping his focus strictly on the fight, acknowledging that all the attention means nothing if he does not perform on Saturday. Makhachev concluded by saying that preparation has been excellent and that he is ready for every scenario the fight might bring. Whether it stays on the feet or goes to the ground, he believes he is the better, more complete fighter. The anticipation for the matchup is building quickly, and fans are eager to see whether Makhachev's prediction of having the superior striking will come true inside the octagon.